Hey there, Humble fam. The My Hero Convention in Florida is coming up fast, August 25th through the 27th. This event is for all ages and fandoms, with lots of exciting celebrities to meet, panels and events to attend, and tournaments and contests to win. I mean, it's hard to list them all in this short amount of time, but let's get it. You can meet Justin Briner, Lucy Christian, Monica Rial, Justin Cook, David Matranga, Emily Neves, Christopher Waycamp, Brittany Karbowski, Trina Nishimura, Leah Clark, Jamie Markey, Strange Cat Cosplay, Remy Domino, and Beku Koss, and who knows, maybe the Humble team has a few last-minute surprise guests up their sleeves. And the cosplay, are you kidding me? I hear Florida brings it. Like every time. You guys gotta come out and see the cosplay contest, the video game and card game tournaments, the rave Saturday night. I haven't even mentioned the incredible artists in Artist Alley or the freaking sick merch you can get from the vendors. And it's all happening right across the street from a beautiful beach at the Destin Fort Walton Convention Center. Get your tickets now at www.myheroconvention.com or just check out the link in our bio. See you guys there. Until then, stay humble.
What's good, Humble fam? Why don't you come on in, have a little visit, because it's time for another episode of The Humble Show. I am Grant Fletcher, as always, joined by my two co-hosts, Moonbeam Hallows and Brandon Cox. Guys, how are you, y'all? How we doing?
Hey, it's good to be here.
Yeah?
So good to be here.
It has been a minute since we've actually sat down to record. A couple of weeks. Inside Baseball, we talked about it a little bit on the last show.
Don't reveal the magic behind the scenes.
How it happens, right? We're showing everybody, we're giving everybody a little bit too much of a peek. You know, a lot of this show is about giving the Humble fam out there a peek behind the curtain, but we don't want to pull it back all the way, I guess.
You don't want none of this.
Yeah, you don't. Hey, you don't want none of this, Dewey. You get out of here.
How was Disney World?
Yeah,
Disneyland.
I went to. So that's what we got ahead on recording because I went to Disneyland last week, and just got back. Let's see, we're dropping this Wednesday. So I would have gotten back like a week before, basically, when we recorded. It was great. I have no notes for Disneyland, none.
Yeah, they did it up. They did it up.
I'd never been to a Disney park before ever.
Wow. So you had
My
no
wife
bar.
Brittany, she went to World when she was a kid, and of course my daughter MJ, she's 6, so this is her first trip anywhere, to one of their parks as well. It was cool, man. We did it big. I'm glad we did. We had a lot of fun. We did the California Adventure as well. That's the other park there, right across the way. So that was really cool. They have the Avengers campus out at California Adventure, and all the Pixar stuff over there, and then Disneyland, of course, as well as Disneyland. And they have the Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland as well, which is super awesome, like really cool.
Yeah. Do they have the Nintendo thing?
No, that is at Universal, which is, from what I could tell, roughly about like 45 minutes
That's
away.
right. That's right.
And I really do want to do that, but we went all in on the Disneyland thing. And honestly, like people say World is better because it's bigger. And it might be, but I really enjoyed with a 6-year-old having the smaller park because we could just zip back and forth across the whole thing a lot more easily. Like we can be like, oh, a lightning lane opened up on the other end of the park. We got 10 minutes. We can make it there. We just hoof it to the other side. It was like easy enough.
Awesome.
Once you kind of figure out how to get around in there, it's really just a big loop. So it's pretty cool.
You couldn't do that at World.
No.
If you,
I know.
no way.
I've never been, but I know for a fact that you cannot do that. But yeah, I mean, it was cool too because MJ, she wanted to ride everything that she was tall enough to ride, which was awesome. Like we were surprised that was the case, but the first thing we got on when we got there late, the first night. Because of American Airlines. Thank you, American Airlines, for sucking, I guess.
Shout
Thanks for nothing.
Just
yeah.
in case you want to sponsor the show.
Yeah.
That's a whole story in and of itself. But we were like, oh, let's go do Haunted Mansion, you know? And we get on it, and the whole time she's like, this is scary. And then we finish it, and she gets off the ride, and she's like, well, can we do that again?
Yeah.
And we said,
Heck
well, let's
yeah.
like find some stuff we haven't done before, but we'll go back to it. And then like from there, she was off, you know? Big Thunder Mountain, and like we ended up finishing on the Matterhorns on the last day. Like anything fast, she was good with. And let me tell you
that's awesome.
something. At California Avengers Campus, they repurposed the Tower of Terror into the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Yeah.
That thing is sick. It
I
is
bet
like,
it is.
I don't even know how long the ride is. Could not tell you. Like, time doesn't matter. Time doesn't make any sense whenever you're on this ride. They're just like pulling you up in the air. You're pulling G's like just into your seat, and then they just drop you and let you go several times over and over again. And she loved
So
it.
it
What's that?
does the drop like Tower of Terror.
Yeah, it does the drop, but it also like slings you upwards
Pulls you up?
too.
Yeah.
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 So,
Oh,
and then
Oh,
like
man.
a door, it's like it'll
Just
sling
take
you
that.
upwards, a door open, you'll see some kind of like crazy Guardians of the Galaxy scene kind of happening,
Yeah.
and then it, you know, drops you and, you know, does the whole thing again. What was great about
Yeah,
that is we got off
Twilight
that
Zone
ride.
was a bit outdated, I'm sure.
What's that?
Said Twilight Zone was probably a bit outdated.
Probably. I mean, a lot of stuff out of Disneyland's a little bit outdated, but
Yeah.
people still do it. You know what I mean? But it was funny because we were like, oh, we're doing that again. Like this afternoon, we're going back.
Oh, fun.
So we go back there, and we're in line, and we're finally lined up in front of the lift there, about to get on with the next group on, and then like the row next to us lining up, there's like three, you know, early 20s, young, you know, two young women and a young man, and the guy is really nervous about getting on, and one of the young women looks over at Margot, and she says, has she been on this already? I said, yeah, this is her second time. And she was like, all right, look, if this little girl can do this twice, you can do it once. And I'm
Aw.
thinking, oh, this is a perfect opportunity for my 6-year-old to like calm this guy down, because she, you know. So I said, hey, MJ, what did you think of the ride? What's it like? Thinking that she'd be like, oh, it's a lot of fun. And instead, she looks at this guy. She starts pumping her fist, and she goes, scary, 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 scary.
That's awesome.
And he was like, well, that doesn't help me at all whatsoever.
Oh
this
my
is my favorite Munchkin from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So, you know, he does it, and he gets off, and he's like, okay, that was awesome. But it's like, again, like I get off, and like both times, like all my extremities are just like shaking. It's just like I've got this adrenaline shot through my body. And Brittany was saying, you know, she was like, man, my eyes are just like watering, like as if I'm crying, like both times. I don't know why. Like, why does this happen? I was like, because they just open up the tap on the
Ooh.
adrenaline and just pour it
Yeah.
directly into your bloodstream for the entire ride. That's why. It's just your body's like, I don't know, fight or flight response, like to the fullest effect.
Nice.
So
I learned that from
that's great.
the Dude's Night Out skit from the Chappelle Show.
Uh-huh.
I'm just crying because of the adrenaline.
Oh,
That's basically it. That's what it was.
So I went to Disneyland back in 2004. I might have mentioned it in a previous episode.
Oh yeah, Lost, you said.
Yes, lost stuff everywhere.
Mhm.
And I guess as an aside, I watch a lot of like Tumblr culture documentaries because that was something I was never a part of, and there was a culture in the late 2000s, early 2010s that I can only describe as young women stalking the hunky, attractive boys who played the characters in the park. You know, like, there was a very popular Peter Pan. And there like they would have like fan fictions about these people that worked at these parks, and like there would be like girls like going to these parks, these girls in their early 20s just like giggly, like, oh, it's Peter Pan. Oh, Peter Pan, will you give me your number? And the entire time, these poor park workers who just want to get through their day,
Yeah.
they stay in character 100% of the time. There is never a moment where these goobers caught them with their pants down. Like, because if it was me, if I worked in the public like that, I would break character instantly.
Well,
Like,
you would hit your wall.
look,
You would hit
lady,
your wall after 30 minutes.
look, girls, I don't go to where you work and unplug the Slurpee machine. I don't go down to the Greyhound bus station bathrooms and kick the door open. Like let me do my job. How about that?
I'm sure they were flattered.
There were
flattered.
instances where I say that they never break character, but there were instances where they got a little curt, but in character.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, I gotta go fight a Neverland. I gotta go fight a Neverland. How about you go do something else?
I gotta go do some bangarang stuff. I don't have time for this. You know, I don't know, man. It's I guess like you get real good at just you probably get real good real fast at doing the crowd control and everything like that because it's all day every day.
Yeah.
In tights.
Yeah. What was crazy was we were you know, because Galaxy's Edge. So Darth Vader is not a fixture in Galaxy's Edge. Because Galaxy's Edge is actually set in the sequel trilogy, like takes place there, so it's like Kylo Ren and the newer stormtroopers and stuff like that, which makes sense because those are the movies that Disney produced. But we somehow like stumbled on to, I won't get into all the particulars, but stumbled onto this like sort of private photo op with Darth Vader over in Tomorrowland.
Did you say Dark Vader?
I misspoke and said Darth Vader. I sound like the
I
biggest
always make an effort to
nerd
say
poser. Yeah.
Dark Vader during Comic-Cons.
Oh, dude, what if I did that? What if I just like
Vader?
did a whole show where every time I reference anything nerdy, I just got all the names slightly wrong just to see?
I do that anyway, but I don't mean to.
Yeah, Moonbeam does it on purpose. Oh man, what if I do this what if I when we do my HeroCon end of the month here in August? I'm just constantly mixing up like One Piece and like you said earlier that before we started recording here, that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yes.
And things like that.
that time I got reincarnated as a toilet monster.
That's
Or
what you
just,
said earlier. Yeah. I mean, you know, in fairness, it's a slime, toilet monster, whatever. I don't know what a toilet monster looks like. Could be. But yeah, so no, we stumbled onto this like little photo op with Darth. There's like no line. And we go in there and he like ambushes you at the door. Like you're walking in the door and he steps around the corner real quick. So he's all of a sudden just like towering over my daughter.
Oh.
And he's got like the voice cues, like James Earl Jones lines somehow. And I don't know how they do this. I don't know how they play the correct thing at the correct time, but they do.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. Like she tried to but the staying in character thing, she tried to high five him at the end, and he just said no. And then we were out of here. It was great.
Yeah, get out of here,
We
kids.
did the whole like Empire Strikes Back speech to her and stuff like that. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, it was it was a good time, and it's crazy because we're already looking to like get back out there on the road already to go to Destin for my HeroCon, and Greg is Greg there right now? Is he out on the road?
Craig is there right now promoting for the show.
Is he with? So did Joey go as well?
Oh yeah, it's Greg and Joey.
It's just
Joey
part
is.
of the gig. You gotta get out there and do the thing. Otherwise, you know, it doesn't happen.
You gotta go press the flesh.
Someone got to press the flesh. You got to fly to the town, you know. Is he looking for the wolves out there? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
If he's going to see
Yeah,
the
he's looking for the wolves on jet skis.
He
Just
might-
throwing each
this-
other off.
Somehow the story of the wolves has grown. I don't know what's going on anymore. Man, we were talking about, like we said, you know, mixing up all the characters and just like how much anime these people have actually been in. Is just
Lord.
like staggering. I mean, when you're talking, I mean,
Yeah.
these are like heavy hitters in the anime world. You know what I mean?
Look.
Like it's Justin Briner.
Let me tell you.
Oh
I
yeah,
made
go for it. Yeah. Take it away.
I made myself a legend.
Okay.
of what these guys have been in and who else was in it. And I mean, just my little list is, y'all just talk amongst yourselves and I'll pull it up.
Oh boy.
But
You got it.
I mean,
yeah, they have been in some stuff. Do you hear me?
oh, I hear you.
Like,
I know.
yeah.
I mean, again, we were talking about like, Monica Rial, like alone, just
my
like,
Lord.
oh my gosh. The
Yeah,
IMDb
they all have
pages-
huge catalog
Yeah.
combos.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So just my little list, and I got a bunch of stuff hidden here. But it is, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Just
I want to
hang
know
tight.
because I mean, like, just if you just go to myheroconvention.com and go to the guests
Yeah.
tab, you're gonna see everybody that's on the show. And like we said, Trina Nishimura, again, shout out. Thank you so much for doing the voiceover for that ad we've been running here.
Yeah.
Leah
Cool.
Clark, Jamie
Oh
Martin.
yeah, they're
I mean,
awesome.
David Matrenga, like, geez, like
Shoot, where's
titans of the
I'm
business.
trying to find you guys. I clicked off of you.
All good.
There
You're
you
good.
are.
Hey, look. I
Okay,
mean, it's
yeah.
fine. Oh,
It's
go
40,
ahead.
41. I mean, just right
41
now,
different
just
shows?
41. That's 41 that I could, that has more 3 or more people
Yeah.
Yeah.
that are coming together. I mean, there's a ton more, but just like 41 different animes that that you could there's a lot more than that, but
Right.
that 3 or more of
But
them
have
are
at
in.
least 3 of these
Oh,
folks
yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
That's
just
insane.
yeah, and some of them, it's all of them are in all of them voice, even
Yeah.
if it's a minor character. But I mean, it's a minor character that you would recognize. So yeah,
Well, and
these
some
guys
of them are like different
got it going
characters,
on.
like all over like one particular show too. Like Justin Cook, he's Kirishima in My Hero, but he's like 4, gosh, maybe even more like major characters in the Dragon Ball canon.
Oh yeah,
Goodness gracious.
I mean,
I didn't
it's
even
wild.
put Dragon Ball on here. This doesn't even include Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I didn't even put it on
It
there.
doesn't even have to because there's so
Uh-uh.
many other shows.
Yeah,
And then like
but
we
yeah,
talk about
Monica's
like
in
other
that.
shows like One Piece or whatever. I always joke at the conventions that One Piece is it's very easy to digest, and you could get through it in a weekend if you really tried.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you know anything
It's-
about
it's
One
like-
Piece,
Are you being funny?
there are
No,
well over
no,
1,000
it's-
episodes in
it's-
One Piece.
It's like going back and watching all of Young and the Restless. You can do it like a
It
weekend.
just keeps
you know?
going.
Yeah, just General Hospital. Just knock that out in a weeknight.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
like, good lord, the show's been on since what 93, 94?
99, I believe. One Piece you're
99?
talking about, or you're talking about General
One
Hospital? I
Piece.
don't know. We may have lost
General
it here.
General Hospital's been
Hospital's
on
been on since,
since
like,
my
78.
mom was a baby.
Yeah. No. One Piece is I think 99 was One Piece. So I mean that, and it's still going. That's just wild. And that's not even the longest running anime. It's crazy. But I mean, we got a lot of cool guests there. Who have we recently announced for Alabama Comic Con, September 23rd and 24th over
Oh, we
in
got
Birmingham?
Leah Clark coming.
Yeah. Also from the
yeah.
anime world there, Leah Clark. That's who. She's
Yeah,
going to be
she's
at
gonna
both
be at My Hero.
Con. Yeah, in Florida.
Yeah, Allison. Oh Lord, where's my brain?
Well, Allison Court, who was Jubilee
yes.
in the X-Men series, and Claire Redfield, not Claire Deadfield, the cosplayer, but
Not Claire
Redfield,
Deadfield, the
video
cosplayer.
game
Yeah,
player.
But she
Or game-
is
game
wonderful.
we love
Did we,
Claire.
We do love Claire. She's awesome. It did. Was it you? Can we tell this story where I think after one of the shows you're like, yeah, we got Claire Deadfield coming to that, and you were like, Movie was like, yeah, her real last name isn't Deadfield. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I did not know jack crap
And I
about
said, I'm
Resident Evil.
and I don't, I didn't know, all the particulars there. I was like, I'm pretty sure her first name isn't Claire either because Claire Deadfield is a play on Claire Redfield, which is a character
Yeah,
from.
it went right over
Resident
my head.
Evil.
I was just like, well, that's cute.
And Moomin was like,
you know.
I don't play video. I don't know anything about that.
I don't even like people that play games.
That's a shame.
Hey, we had
kidding.
Chris Signs on just a few episodes ago.
I'm just playing. Look, my daughter
Whoops.
just started a Twitch channel, so she
Nice.
just sits on Twitch for 3 hours and
Yeah.
builds houses and stuff on Sims, and it's just captivating.
Well,
Heck
you gonna
yeah.
plug the channel or what?
No, I'm not gonna plug the channel.
No,
She has to get her own
Absolutely
audience.
not. Let her.
Cultivate her own audience.
Yeah,
She needs to
let her-
learn how to market.
Let it be organic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Why not? You know, we'll let it be organic.
Did we ever announce Brody King? on
Yeah,
here?
we did talk about Brody King because I said that I want him to try and convince his boss, who runs All Elite Wrestling, to book the Waffle House Battle Royal. I wanna
Oh,
see
that's
that
right.
happen,
Yeah.
God, I would love
you
that.
know?
You know what's
Um,
funny? I sent our last week's podcast to my cousin that does the art. You know that I was telling you about.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Did the what did you call them?
The
The
Hanks.
sack, the skillet.
Oh yeah. So
What
he
did you
said
call
Sack
it?
Annie, puts him in the sack, and then Rawhead Bloody Bones puts him in the skillet. So it's a real sack to skillet service there.
Yeah, sack the skillet. Yeah, it was, I sent him the podcast, and he wrote me back and was like, "Hey, I listened to the podcast, and the Waffle House got more airtime than me." I was like, "You should be lucky I dropped your name." I didn't even drop his
there
name.
is a
Yeah.
lot
Still
to
not gonna-
say about Waffle House at any given time. So I mean, and it's an institution. So I mean, let's be clear here. You sent me the pictures of the paintings there, and they're awesome. I loved them.
They're scary.
I mean, I'm thinking about commissioning something now, so they're really
Do
cool.
it.
But
Do it.
I mean, it's Waffle House. At any given point in time, something crazy is happening at the Waffle House. It's a law of nature,
Absolutely.
I'd like to commission me an omelet with or some hash browns with
Yeah.
some diced onions and topped and chunked.
Gravy.
Yeah.
What
Gravy
if
and
I
chili.
what if I commission him to like paint me like a Waffle House ghost, like some kind of like
Oh,
hash brown creature or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, but
that's where I'm getting at.
You should get him to commission you the Waffle House, but the cigarette smoking chimp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Candy the Chimp is the cook,
yeah.
and she's fighting the hash browns.
Yes.
Wow, this is getting out of hand. Actually,
Listen, I looked her up, and the title said "The World's Loneliest Chimp."
Yeah,
That was
it's not a happy story, y'all. Okay, like I'm not. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen to the Local Lore episode 11.
She was smoking because she was sad.
Well, yeah.
You're never alone with a cigarette.
No.
It's just me and my good buddy Marlboro over here.
Winston.
Marlboro. That's a tough word to say when you think about it.
It is.
Marlboro. It's one of those. For a long time, I couldn't say brewery.
Brewer.
I
Yeah,
had- I had to-
yeah. Well, here
had to
they make
work
it
on that
easy
one.
when you go to New Orleans, because New Orleans has its own, vernacular, its own accent. You know what I mean? It's not a Southern accent;
Burgundy.
it's a New Orleans
Yeah.
accent. Yeah, whatever. So when you go to New Orleans, it's not brewery; it's brewery.
Brewery.
Yeah, so it's real easy to say. Just start saying brewery, and people know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
I feel like most places like they kind of shorten it that way as well.
Yeah. It's
Rural.
not jewelry.
Jurley.
Yeah.
It ain't even about the jurley.
You know
Right.
which one I have a real hard time with
What's
is
that?
horror.
Yeah. You either
Because-
say horror or you say horror, right?
I say, well, when I'm just not thinking
You s-
about it, I have to really think about it. I have to slow it down. Otherwise, it's like we're going to a horror festival.
Right.
A what? A horror festival.
I
They're
watched
like,
a horror show.
festival?
You watched a
Yeah.
horror
it's,
show?
it's not a
Yeah.
horror show. It's a horror.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to slow that one down.
Yeah, things
With the
get real
banjo
dicey when you're in the Halloween business.
It's a horror show.
Preserve Halloween festival's always kind of tricky like that whenever we get to that part of the year.
Oh man. Hey, look, man.
But it's a great time.
I've got some amazing artwork coming for that show.
Oh.
Little
Fantastic.
drop you guys a little hint.
Well, okay.
I got my friend Anderson, Green
The
Devil
Spider.
artwork.
Anderson, yeah, Green Devil artwork, whose work
Yeah.
is so freaking cool.
So amazing.
Find him on Instagram.
Yeah. He's doing a Uh, Count Gordeval, extremely limited,
Oh,
super special little piece of art. So we're really excited about that.
man, we had Count Gordeval there last year.
He's so cool.
He was such
He
a
was
delight.
wonderful.
You know what I mean? I think like he probably is more known, I guess, in just different parts of the country. You know, as one of those old school horror hosts. But man, he even came to karaoke
He did.
Yeah, he
after
did.
the
Did
show
Monster
that
Mash.
night, and he sang Monster Mash, and there were people there that were like, "Oh my god, this is my childhood happening right here in front of me
Oh,
on
yeah.
this stage." That just like couldn't believe it, man. And he was he was awesome.
Yeah, we had a guy that came from California, and he said, "I'm just here to see the Count." Like
Yeah.
that. This is why I flew here, and I was like, "Well, man, you flew all the way from California." But yeah, it was really cool.
Homie, you can count on that.
I was like, "Yeah, man, let me walk you over there," kind of thing.
So do you remember what happened to the Count
Where he almost fell off the
during his
stage.
panel? Yeah, he got a little
Oh.
too caught up in the moment. Nate was taking a picture, our photographer Nate of Madtown Visuals,
Oh, I have that photo.
and he took a step too far and he went off the stage, and Nate caught him. And afterwards, I think Matt, our main stage MC, said, "Well, Nate, did you get the shot?" And then the Count
Oh, yeah,
told
he
him.
got it.
The Count told him. He said, "I want residuals off that picture."
Jesus. Yeah, yeah, Nate is a freaking hero, man. I will
Yeah.
send you that picture and you can plug it right here.
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching over on the patreon.com/humble show, humble with a 3, don't forget it.
Yeah.
You can see it over there too, man. Yeah, super cool guy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some artwork, you know, that incorporates the Count.
I'm excited to
uh,
see the Count. And
yeah.
you know what else?
So
I'm
he's
excited to see
officially coming
Anderson.
back?
Oh yeah. Oh
Is
Lord.
that the
Has he not
tea?
been
We spilling
announced?
tea, or
Oh,
we-
crap.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
Are we telling secrets?
Hold up.
this a
Hold up.
bonus
Wait
that-
a minute.
Are the
He has
Humble
not
fans
been
getting for
announced.
listening to the show or watching the show?
Well, you know.
this is a Patreon exclusive.
Hey,
It's,
don't tell nobody.
Don't tell anybody, but also tell everybody.
Yeah, tell
Huh?
everybody. But yeah, the Count will be there, and Anderson's coming. He's flying in from Brazil. So excited.
I'm gonna start working on the Duolingo. I know that's
Yeah, no, see, I
Portuguese is a
tried it.
It's a difficult language.
It is. I tried it. It's like
English
a
is a difficult language. Are you
It's
kidding
like
me?
a sing-songy Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
it's not quite the same. It's a little crazy. And of course, they focus on French over here in Louisiana. So, like, it's kind of like, you know,
Which is like a nasally
useless to
Spanish.
us in our locale. Yeah. Well, you know, because they push it because of the whole Cajun influence. But Cajun French is not French. It's a different language entirely. So
Yeah.
I say
It's-
entirely, but it's not the same thing, you know?
It's really not. No,
No.
I had to explain that to a French guy that I know. That
Yeah.
like they speak some form of French, but you're not gonna be able to. You can't understand it at
Yeah.
all.
What was that guy that we had? We had him.
Oh, you're talking about
Louisiana.
Boudini, the great Boudini.
Yeah, the Great Boudini. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had him at Louisiana Comic Con.
Yeah, he came into Louisiana Comic Con last year, I think,
Yeah.
and he's kind of a local guy. Honestly, local to even that part of the state because I wasn't too familiar with him with Baton Rouge, but a very very big deal in that Lafayette area. And
Oh,
yeah, he's
yeah.
got a little animated series where it's an all Cajun French animated show. So you know, if you're trying to like immerse yourself in the language or whatever, that would be the way to do it. Great Boudini.
I mean, that's a whole different kind of nerd right
yeah.
there. That's gonna do that. But
you're
that's
talking,
what you're
talking about
into.
Joy right now. So what you're doing.
oh yeah. One of our volunteers. She speaks 17 languages,
Yeah,
and Cajun French is
For
one
real.
of them.
Oh,
yeah, we love Joy. She's great.
She is amazing. But
Well,
yeah, she is a whole different nerd.
I think we have, you know, one of the things we said Greg's not here this week, which means that he's not here to jump in on the game that we're going to play.
yes.
Unless you want me to call him right now.
I mean, you can. That's up to you because you're the one who gets the most frustrated with him, I think, too.
Oh yeah, look, here's the thing about Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not going to answer my call.
Is he in bed right
Anyway.
now? We're recording
Nah.
this kind of late. I mean, I know he stays up late, but I also know he likes to go to bed. So, like,
Yeah.
you know.
We'll see.
Are
We'll
you
see.
actually calling him right now?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably going to sound really annoyed.
Hello.
Hey,
He does.
you're on the podcast because we're going to do some trivia.
We're gonna play Spider-Man on Fire.
Oh.
'Cause I felt like it was time to go back to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Whenever you say the name of the game, I think of there's a song called "Babies on Fire" by Brian Eno.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
that was
I know what you're
by Die Antwood.
I think it's been covered a few times.
Antwood.
It's by Antwood.
I thought it was Die Antwood.
I think they broke up, actually.
I hope they did.
I hope they did too.
All right. I got a few here. We're gonna try them out. Let's see what happens. I got plenty here in case we need a tiebreaker. Okay. So Spider-Man on Fire, the way it works, if Humble Fam, if y'all are joining the game late, I'm gonna read off the plot of two movies mashed together, and then our players here have to yell out the movie title mashup. Here we go. Number 1.
Who's going first?
No, y'all just shout it out. on
Shout
this
it
one.
out. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Born in the stable next door to Jesus Christ, an ant spends his life being mistaken for the Messiah and battling greedy grasshoppers.
Oh my
Babe
God.
in the Big Jerusalem.
What's the name of that movie? What's the name? It was so good. It was about the donkey or whatever that was.
I can do it again. I'll read it again. Born in the stable next door to Jesus Christ, an ant spends his life being mistaken for the Messiah and battling greedy grasshoppers.
Oh,
Well,
a Jesus' life.
it's a Bug's Life. But what was the name of that movie with that donkey?
That is the question.
I think you're talking about Shrek.
I think
No, it's not Shrek.
I have no idea what.
that's the only famous donkey I know
the
of.
other
Is
part.
I can't
Eddie
remember.
Murphy. All right, are y'all ready?
But
I'm
it
just
sure
going to go
was
ahead
a
and read
cute
it off,
flick.
okay?
Yeah, man.
For no points, A Bug's Life of Brian.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that
Oh, that's Monty
cartoon.
Python.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot believe my mind didn't go to Life
No.
of Brian.
I was thinking of an animated.
I was thinking of the animated movie too.
Annabelle's Wish.
Look, that's okay. We'll do another one here.
How did we not get that? Oh man, that sucks.
Let's try this
All
one
right.
out.
What's next?
Left poor when their late father's estate is left to a son from his first marriage, sisters Marianne and Margaret reveal to their psychologist that they can see and communicate with the dead.
Let's see.
Just watching y'all turn it over is great to me.
Uh,
I can barely hear him, so
All right. Left poor when their late father's estate is left to a son from his first marriage, sisters Marianne and Margaret reveal to their psychologist that they can see and communicate with the dead.
The Sixth Monster.
Okay. That is a
Cujo
guess.
Fourth One. I have no idea. Do you know,
Okay.
Greg?
no.
He
This is
doesn't
a
know
tough one. Look, I'll give here it is. The Sixth Sense and Sensibility.
Oh Lord!
Ah.
Yeah, there's no.
Is that on repeat in your house?
Sense and Sensibility.
Yeah.
If it had been Pride and Prejudice
I've
with,
never seen that.
if it had been like Pride and or I don't know what movie has Pride in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
All right.
Prejudice, I would have gotten it.
I got one
We'll
more,
hope
so
you don't.
whoever gets this one wins the game. We'll see who
Hey.
gets it. Peter Parker sets clever improvised booby traps for Mysterio inside of his uncle's Manhattan home that is under renovation.
Spider-Man: Far From Home Alone.
All right. You're on the right track.
Hey.
You're missing part of it. Peter Parker sets clever improvised booby traps for Mysterio inside of his uncle's Manhattan home that is under renovation.
Spider-Man: Far From Home Alone 2.
Yeah. Home Alone 2 what, though?
Lost in New York.
Lost in New York.
Yes.
That was a long one.
I know
That
it was
was a
designed to
really
be
long
long.
one.
20 words.
I think y'all like split the y'all split the
You each get half a
point on that one
point.
here. Okay, look,
We all win.
we all win unless you want to try one more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right, one more to see who actually wins.
Some sense and sensibility.
He is not a Jane Austen
It's
fan.
all no Jane Austen, please.
You know, I like that
I'm
one.
still throwing that tea in the bag.
You like Pride and
He
Prejudice
likes
with
Pride and Prejudice. That's
Colin
it.
Firth.
Yeah, I've seen that 8 billion times.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one. All right,
It
let's
is
try
on
this one.
loop.
When Torrance Shipman is chosen to lead the champion cheer team of Rancho Carne High School, she and her team embark on a magical adventure to resurrect her late father for a single day.
Onward. Oh gosh.
What?
Getting it.
What's the movie with Kirsten Dunst and Eliza Dushku?
Let's bring it on.
Bring it onward.
Yes, that is it.
Yeah.
Taking the win.
Oh, I gave you the first shot.
Yeah. I asked you what it was called.
What is Onward?
It's the
Onward.
Pixar
Oh man,
movie.
so Onward is
It's
a
so
Pixar
good.
movie. It's a Pixar Dungeons and Dragons movie. It's so good.
It's
Onward?
so good.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so
yeah.
good.
So what
love
happened
it.
was like they released
New
it and then
Ish.
COVID hit and it wasn't doing too well, so they just like dropped it on
Yeah,
Disney
I
Plus.
love
But
We
honestly,
watched it.
I love it. It's great. It's a
You
great movie.
watched Onward?
I
Yeah, we
swear, like,
watched
Onward, yeah.
It seemed like back in the day, like Pixar released the film every 4 years.
all the time.
Yeah.
And now, like, you find out that there's a Cars 9.
All right.
Yeah.
Greg, thanks.
And-
Love you. We'll call you back
Bye.
later. Bye.
Bye, Greg. Yeah,
Yeah, Pixar.
Yeah. Onward's great.
you know,
You haven't
Pixar's
seen it,
responsible
Brandon?
for a lot of great things, but you're right, Brandon. They are kind of falling off.
Who is?
I haven't seen a Pixar movie since Toy Story 3. And like, here's the thing. With that series, I'm like, all right, that's enough. And with Pixar, I was like, hey, you know what? That's enough.
Yeah. I think, what's funny is at Disneyland, they have a whole Cars Land. And, Corey, who volunteers with us, we're talking the other day, like, of all the revered Pixar movies, Cars is the worst one. You know what I mean?
But
I
is
like
it
Cars.
revered?
It's
I thought
okay.
Planes was the worst one.
Oh, no. Planes is the worst one, but it's not a revered Pixar title. You know what I mean? Like, it's not one of the ones that we, like, hold up on the pedestal. You know, it's not
But
like...
you would, yeah.
We think of, like, Up and Toy Story and, some of the earlier ones like Bug's Life and Inside Out. Man, Inside Out is awesome.
It was okay.
I like Inside Out a lot.
Oh, I like
I've only
Cars.
seen like maybe 3 or 4 Pixar.
Bing Bong. I mean, come on, man. When Bing Bong
Come on, Bing Bong?
disappears...
Yeah, I'll
so
tell you
sad.
what. I
Yeah.
cried. I cried so hard about Bing Bong.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look.
Debbie, you didn't see that one, did you, Brandon? Inside
Who the
Out.
hell's Bing Bong?
Well, he's part cotton candy, part elephant, and part dolphin.
Here's
the thing,
he
like-
cries candy, and he is voiced by Richard Kind.
And
Man,
he's-
like, here's the thing. Like, I've never seen this movie, but like, whenever I'm just in my apartment alone, which is like 90% of the time,
Yeah.
I'm just saying like Bing Bong to myself, like over
Bing
and
Bong.
over again.
Yeah. Oh no, I recommend Bing Bong. I recommend Bing Bong,
Yeah,
but
give
I
it a
recommend
whirl.
Inside Out. It's got
What's
Lewis
this
Black.
movie?
It's got Amy Poehler. It's got
Got Mindy Kaling.
Mindy
Is
Kaling.
this movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? What are we talking about?
It's got
yeah, this is
Cloud-
Inside
that's
Out.
a fun one. You know,
It's got Phyllis from The Office.
yeah. Her real name is Phyllis.
Sadness.
Phyllis. Oh gosh,
I don't know her name.
I'm
terrible
gonna
with
remember it as soon as we hit end on the recording here too. Such a good movie though. I really love it. Look, we've talked a lot about like Disney and animation things like that in this one for good reason. You know,
Alright.
and Phyllis does conventions as well. I think we should say. I believe with primetime player. I believe primetime appearances. I said
believe
primetime
with-
players. That's a was a
It is not. It's
that's a
Primetime
wrestling
Appearance.
tag team. That's a different thing.
Also, one of my
Talking about
favorite
old
funk acts.
Gilbert.
What's that?
Who?
One of my favorite funk acts, the Primetime Players.
There we go.
You know what I miss about volunteers?
Do tell.
We have this one volunteer that moved away, and she moved all the way to California.
Yeah.
And every time we do a show,
Ooh.
I miss her. So
Talking about
bad.
that Parliament.
Talking about that P Funk.
Oh yeah.
Talking about old Jessie.
Yeah, I do miss.
Have you
Jessica.
ever met? You ever met her, Grant?
I don't know. I don't think I have.
Oh my lord. The coolest. The coolest of the cool.
Tell us about I missed out, I guess.
You really haven't met Jessie? Jessica?
I don't think I did. I assume Jesse was short for something. I'm glad you cleared it up.
Yeah,
Here's the
yeah,
thing.
she-
One time, like, we recorded this
She's
show. One time we
rad.
recorded the show, and we hit end on the recording, and the call was ending here, too. And we had, like, everybody on, and, like, shows wrapped, and Moonbeam was like, oh, look at this. It's a picture. She shows us a picture of some person from Facebook, and we're like, who is that? It's like me, Brandon, Joey, Allison.
Yeah.
And we're like, who is that? And Moonbeam's like, come on, look.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that's Bryce Wuzzlefuzzle. He volunteered at this at like some Comic-Con at some point in time. And I was like, I was like, Moonbeam, that's like, whatever you said, I was like, that is a made up name. Like you found
I
this,
think
this random
I think
picture
I
of a
think I-
person and you made up a
Yeah.
name. And you
No,
were
I
like,
didn't. No, that was Bryson Smith Wigglesworth.
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was
Yep.
like,
I
that's,
don't know how to
that's a
say his
made
That's
up
a real
name.
name. Yeah.
That you
It's
came
like
up with off the spot. Listen,
Yeah.
look, sometimes you say things and people don't believe. Well, all right. So when my wife and I were first married, I remember we were out having dinner one night. I don't even remember the conversation, but I said like, oh, like in Face Off. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, the movie Face Off. And she's like, no, I don't. What movie? And I was like, no, you know this movie. It's got Nicolas Cage and John Travolta in it. And she's like, no, I don't know this movie. I was like, Brittany, they switch faces in the movie. And she was like, all right,
Yeah.
look, listen. If you're just going to be making stuff up here at the dinner table, like she thought that I had just made up the plot of Face Off the top of my head. And to be fair, it sounds like I had just made up the plot of Face Off the top of my head. So, but no, they actually had a movie. They put it out there. There was an ad campaign. And everything. And if you haven't seen it, it is you should watch it, I think.
You know
I
what?
did it.
Every time I even see a peach,
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
say-
That's the most
yeah.
memorable line.
I'm just like I say that line and I'm like, wait a minute, I probably shouldn't say that line.
No, it's pretty dirty. I'm not even gonna recite it on here, but like, yeah, Nicolas Cage generally just repeats this line over and over and over again in the movie. So yeah, man, it is a ride. John Woo, there's doves everywhere. It's a good time.
Are we really talking about Face Off?
Yes,
and
we
plugging that?
are.
We are in
Holy
2023.
crap.
I
It's
feel
happening.
I feel like I'm one of the few people out there who's just like ruining it for the rest of everybody else because like most like 99% of people, they're like, hey, you remember this movie, right? And they shouldn't be questioned. But like I'm out there and like, hey, don't you remember that movie Not Without My Husband starring Barbara Q. Chip? You remember that, right? Famous actress.
You've seen this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've seen this movie, right?
Not without
And
my
like,
daughter.
I sell it.
with Sally
Can't do it
Field.
right now, but I would sell it. And like then I was like, I gotcha. I'm just honking your knee or whatever they say.
It's not like a Big Trouble in Little China where like a lot of people have seen it, but there's still a healthy enough contingent of the population that missed it.
Hold up.
Yeah,
Listen,
no, I'm just fibbing to people.
Yeah,
Allison, our guest relations person,
yeah.
has never seen Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh man.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Well, look, what
Yeah.
we're gonna do is I'm gonna come out there one weekend and we're gonna have a double feature. We're gonna watch Demolition Man and we're gonna watch Big Trouble in Little China.
I think that's excellent. That's an excellent combination.
We figured it out. I think we have cracked the code. In fact, maybe we should just make an event out of it. Maybe we should do a screening.
No horseshit.
We should
And we'll
go.
just do movies that we spent way too much time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh, that's so good. Well, listen,
good stuff.
I think we have done everything there is to do on this particular episode, y'all. We're gonna be out there end of the month. My Hero Con Florida out in Destin, Fort Walton Beach, August 25th and 27th. We're going to be in Birmingham, Alabama at the BJCC, September 23rd and 24th. For the Alabama Comic Con, go to myheroconvention.com and Alabama Comic Con to get your tickets. Don't forget, y'all, you should be following The Humble Show on all your favorite social media apps, that being TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Threads, of course.
Hey, listen, let me ask you something.
Ask
Yeah.
ask
Is
away.
Threads gonna make it?
Yeah,
I think so. I
maybe.
think they're just going to. I don't know if it's going to be like a monster in the space, right? But it's one of those things where they're going to be adding on features as they go. But I think that they're taking full advantage of the fact that less people are using Twitter as much, or X, I guess. I don't know.
Did they change the name of Twitter
They changed the
They changed
name.
it
They
to
changed the
X.
logo.
to X?
X.
Yep. Yep, X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, we've yet to get comment from Exhibit, but it is happening. And
No,
honestly,
that was
again, we
DMX,
talked about it a
baby.
little bit with Avery, and
That was
even
DMX.
before Elon bought it, I was like, Twitter's not really all that great for getting a lot of engagement unless you're on it all the time or you're just lucky. So I wasn't going to put a lot of effort into it anymore. And well, here we are in August of 2023, and it's not any better. But
Did they change the logo?
Yep, they sure did.
Just letter
Let me
X.
take a look.
Hey, yeah, you know what it
I
is?
was- oh
You
my
know what
god!
it is?
Yeah, look at it on your phone.
It's an X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know
It's not
what's
even-
funny is all day long I've looked at my phone and I've been like, man, I don't even know. I think that's some kind of a error on
I
my
think
phone.
I got a virus on my phone all
Yeah.
of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure did change and updated.
Man,
Yeah.
Elon
There.
Musk sure is a visionary.
Yeah.
But we're in the other places, so y'all check us out for sure. We will be out there, and we will be back here next week with another episode of The Humble Show. But until then, y'all stay humble.